Then last night was my very first chance to see ROH pay-per-view live as it was happening, being streamed over my laptop. Now, I've never ever seen an ROH show live before, not in person, not streamed on the internet, nothing. I've only ever seen tape shows, so this is my first chance to get to really feel that live feel, because it always feels better when it's happening live, because, you know, if anything big has happened, then you would have heard about it already because of spoilers or whatnot. They always break to you, don't they, the massive ones. So I was really looking forward to seeing the live show, and it was Glory by Honor 9, of course, being brought to us from New York City, September the 11th, 2010, on the 9-year anniversary of those tragic events of 9/11 in New York City back in 2001. What kind of show would we get? Would it be memorable? Well, I'm about to go through the card right now. Started off with Kenny King versus Jay Briscoe in a match which was alright. I gave it 2.5 stars. I don't really give matches star ratings, but I thought, you know, my first ROH pay-per-view, I'll give a few of them star ratings. So yeah, 2.5 stars for this. You know, the highlight of the match for me was Kenny King whipping Jay Briscoe into the ropes, going for a clothesline, Briscoe ducking underneath, then doing like an over-the-top rope plancher onto Rhett Titus to the outside. Anyway, Kenny King gets the win when Rhett Titus interferes, and yeah, he hits him with, is it the coronation or whatever Kenny King's finishing move's called. Yeah, he gets the win over Jay Briscoe. Then we've got the All Night Express started giving a beat down to Jay Briscoe in the ring. Mark Briscoe runs him out the back, and bam, straight away we get into the second match, Mark Briscoe versus Rhett Titus. This time the Briscoe brother gets the win, so now it's 1-for-1. The All Night Express got the win in the first match, and now the Briscoes get the win in the second match. Then we go to, I give this match about 2.25 stars. It wasn't as good as the first match. It was similar level, just not the same amount of excitement, not the same amount of ring skill, not the same amount of crowd reaction, just a little bit less on each one. Anyway, match number 3, Erick Stevens and the Necro Butcher facing up against Grizzly, Redwood and Balls Mahoney. Now, we've not seen Balls Mahoney in ROH before. I don't know if he's ever been there before or not, but I've personally never seen him in ROH. The crowd reacted positively to him, giving him an ECW chant. I was a bit, like, not disappointed, but I was a bit weirded out by that. I was like, come on, this is ROH, don't be chanting ECW. Everyone complained when TNA fans were chanting ECW at the EV 2.0 guys, but now ROH is doing it, nobody seems to be saying anything. Well, I'll come out and say it. It's just a bit weird, isn't it? Especially because it's just Balls Mahoney. It's not like it's an ECW storyline. It's just a guy. Why chant that? And just chant balls, balls, balls or something. Anyway, there's a nice bit at the end where Balls, like, they're all chanting ECW. Balls sort of puts his hands in the air like this, and then I don't know if he like points at an ROH sign or something, or just someone in the crowd starts it, because or if it's an internet stream. But yeah, the crowd start chanting ROH, ROH instead of ECW, which was a nice little touch from Balls Mahoney there. Yeah, Erick Stevens and the Necro Butcher got the win so far. I predicted all 3 of these matches right. I gave this match about 2.5 stars as well. Generally 2.5 stars is the average standard match. Nothing too exciting, nothing too lame about it. So yeah, straight down the middle of the road match. Nothing too bad to say about it. Next up, Colt Cabana and Generico beat Kevin Steen and Steve Corino in a tag team chains match. I'm not a big fan of the chain concept, although this is probably the best chain match I've ever seen myself. Colby Corino, Steve Corino's son, came out mid-match and cut off the chain from Generico's wrist, which then Kevin Steen used to attack Colt Cabana, and then he put on a really sick sharpshooter where he wrapped the chain around the legs of, I can't remember if he did it on Colt Cabana or Generico, but it was a really sick sharpshooter. I was sure the match was going to end then. I don't remember how the match ended, if I'm being honest, but I do remember at the end that Steve Corino was just face like crimson mask, face full of blood, and he sort of crawls over to Kevin Steen, and Kevin Steen grabs hold of his head and then wipes his fingers across all the blood on his face, and then writes something on a steel chair in the ring, which is like a really gruesome spot. It's just something so simple as him writing something on a chair, but the way he does it in Steve Corino's blood fresh off his face, just so gruesome. Such a well worked little spot that. And this match really added to the intensity of the Generico Kevin Steen feud. It's had like 9 months of build up already, now they're adding extra stuff to it, adding real fuel to the fire, making it burn that little bit brighter, making us all care that little bit more, ready for the big blow off, which I expect will come at the big bang, because that's where it started off last year, wasn't it? Yeah, this match above average, about a 3¼ star, something like that. Nothing like. I'll give it 3.5 actually, because it was entertaining, and I was actually talking to Stephen CC, who always watches my YouTube vids, thanks for that. I was talking to an MSN at the time, and he's never seen an ROH show at all before. He's not really a fan of ROH, and I was talking to him, and I could tell, like, while he was watching this, that this was the match that he was like getting into most out of the ones that so far. So this was the type of match that would get new fans into the products route. Like, it might not entertain the current fans as much, but new fans, this is the kind of match that will really draw them in and be like, yeah, come on, this is what we're about. We can give you these matches once in a while at special occasions, and it'll be exciting. And yeah, so this works. Next up, Eddie Edwards defends the ROH title. The American Wolf defends against the Muslim American Shawn Davari on the anniversary of September the 11th. What sort of a fantastic promos would we get cut? Nothing at all. There was absolutely nothing. I don't even think they alluded to the fact that he was Arab American, Muslim American. They barely played up they didn't even play up the fact that he's the American Wolf on this all-American day. 9/11, let's rebuild the nation, let's get our power back after that attack. They didn't play on that at all, which I felt was a bit of a mistake, if I'm being honest. I'm nitpicking here, obviously. No, this is nothing wrong with it, but I'm saying that they could have made it that bit better by just adding this little bit to the match. They could have used it here. They didn't even need to go the route with Davari being the Muslim American. They could have just gone the way of Davey Richards, the All-American, like American Wolf, even on a September 11th, but never mind, it doesn't really matter. Eddie Edwards got the win. I don't remember any of this match whatsoever. Like, basically, like you all know by now, I think I've alluded to it in a few of my other videos, these pay-per-views, they start at 1 AM, and like, obviously I'm nothing really against it, but as an English fan, you want to watch things live, and you can't get the best out of it if it's at 1 AM, because by this point I was so tired. I was up early yesterday morning, about, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and for a Saturday, that's quite early. Saturdays usually everybody's lying, people don't work on Saturdays, people lie in. But I was playing hockey yesterday away in Manchester, well, in Sale, mid-Manchester, Cheshire sort of area. So yeah, I had to go all the way there, pissed it down during the match, so I was fully wet. Just a horrible day, really tired. All I wanted to do when I got home was get to bed, but I wanted to stay up for this pay-per-view, so yeah, I didn't really get the most out of this pay-per-view, because like, I was just so tired. So I will miss things out when I'm talking about it here in this little recap video that I'm doing, but forgive me for that, because it was really late at night. But because like, by this time, after the Edwards Davari match finishes, it's at least like, I don't know, 2:15, something like that, because this is what, the 5th match that I've talked about already. But anyway, I'll continue with the card. They did an intermission. I can't remember where they put the intermission, but basically they showed a video, and Jim Cornette was interviewing Davey Richards, and he said, there's been a lot of talk in the press about you retiring soon. Can you just tell us one way or the other, are you going to be retiring soon? And I was fully expecting him to say, yeah, Jim, it's true, I'm going to retire. And then it happened. He said he's staying, and I didn't mark, because it was just, the way they do the videos doesn't excite me, but I'm so happy that he's staying, because he's my favourite guy in ROH wrestling, and he's a guy who I think they should put the world title on. And then Jim Ross got in the ring and announced to the crowd that David Richards is going nowhere, and that he gets a title shot against whoever the champion is at, I said it a minute ago, Big Bang in December. So that's great. Then we got Christopher Daniels versus Austin Aeries in what I think was the match of the night. Again, don't remember much about it, but I remember this was the match that I was most entertained by. By this point, we're getting on, and we're almost at 3 AM in the morning. I was just so tired at this point that, like, I was interested in the match, but you know, I was just tired. Couldn't tell you much about it. Daniels gets the win. Anyway, next off, the match that this card was built around, in my opinion, the main selling point of this show, the Kings of Wrestling, the ROH Tag Team Champions of the world, against the world's greatest tag team, the team with the most potential at the last few years in the WWE that just didn't really make it to that level that they should have. In this match, the WWE chains are finally off the world's greatest tag team. What kind of a match are we going to get? I've got to say, I was a little bit disappointed. It didn't really match my expectations, because I bought into all the hype of, yeah, this is going to be the best thing since sliced bread, world's greatest tag team, Kings of Wrestling, let's have it, 1-4 finish. It didn't. This was sort of a match that entertained me, but it didn't really have me on the edge of my seat, really too interested in what was happening. It might have been because I was so tired. It might have been because it wasn't that good of a match, but overall I would give this a good solid 3.5 star sort of match. Next up, final match of the evening, Roderick Strong defeated the outbound Tyler Black for the ROH World title. Now, I didn't think they should have put the belt on Roderick Strong, if I'm being honest, but doesn't really matter now, they've done it. Again, so tired that I just wanted this match to be over so I could go to bed. Entertaining enough. I won't give this one a star rating because I wasn't in any fit state to give this one a star rating. Just so tired. I should really rewatch it. I'll rewatch it somewhere down the line, and I will get more out of this pay-per-view than what I got out of it the first time, I suppose. But yeah, it was an overall a good show. And then, of course, after the match, Roderick Strong puts his hand out to shake Tyler Black's hand, and Tyler Black just flips him off. You know, nice little way to throw off the fans, because I'm sure everyone like me was expecting Tyler Black to shake his hand. You know, a nice little ending before he leaves. No, he, tells him to fuck off basically, and then walks out. And then the lights go dim, and then this music starts playing, and I'm thinking, I sort of recognise that music. What is it? I'm not too sure. Then all the crowds start popping. I'm thinking they know what it is, but I don't. It's because must be someone from ROH's past. Then in the entranceway, lights come back on, and there's some guy in a baseball cap and a flag over his face, and it's Homicide. He comes in the ring, he gets in Roderick Strong's face, and then we go off the air. Overall, a very good show. For those of you who haven't checked it out, I would recommend that you do check it out, because it was a good show. If you are interested in wrestling, check out ROH. If you are a wrestling fan, check out ROH. Even if you don't like it in the end, just check it out. You've got absolutely nothing to lose, but you've got everything to gain. You've got another promotion to gain. You've got 10 years worth of wrestling, a back catalogue that you can go back and watch if you do happen to like it. Like now, I'm in a position where I was a bit bored of WWE and TNA. I was enjoying the current product a slight little bit, but I've already seen all the other stuff they've done. But now I've got 9 years of ROH that I can go back and watch, and you can all get that too. But with that, I am out. I bowed on for too long. This show, if I was going to give it a rating, 6.5 out of 10. See you later.